Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking at the author's Quill. I hope everyone's having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are on our big, beautiful blue planet. You know, for my friends in Australia, it's in hell. It's Sunday over there. I hope y'all are having a good Sunday. Or, it's a good thing going on over there. For all of our friends in England, I know it's kind of early in the wee hours in the morning. Oh no, it's not, isn't it? It's about midnight. 10 o'clock. So look, people, y'all, it's not even late for y'all right now. I'm so used to doing my other show that it's always midnight when we start over there. Be sure to tune in. Let us know what y'all think about these two young ladies right here. And who's the oldest? Oh, Carmen's by far the oldest. I'm the youngest. John, what the hell you talking? I don't even know. That's not even good before we get started the show. Let's not be being rude, people. And I always confuse the way Carmen sends stuff because illustrators, authors, always include it in the titles now, just to let everybody know what's going on. Now, y'all have seen these ladies before. Shame on y'all if y'all don't remember. I'm sure you can go pull up the queue. I mean, you can go pull it up in the queue anywhere you want to. So go out and check them out again. So these are interviews before we get into this interview. So what we do is Carmen usually sets up interviews prior to the award ceremony. So we get to know them, they get to know each other. It's kind of interesting to see how it goes. And then of course we get as many interviews in as we can when we're in Los Angeles, which is hard to do because these people are way busier than I am. I mean, it's like nonstop for y'all. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're an illustrator or author, y'all are moving all the time, which I really appreciate seeing how well everybody does. So many events they come on. I don't even know how y'all do it. At least, see, I get to get some sleep, a little bit of sleep, probably more than y'all get to sleep. Carmen, I don't know what he does. Carmen's out doing something. I see him. He's here. He's gone. He's here. He's back. Breanda, am I saying your name right? Because I know it was in the queue. I just wanted to make sure I'm saying it right.
Thank you.
It's I get funny when people pronounce my last name wrong, which it's not that hard, but even in school, people tend to have it. And what we got up there, Lauren? Okay, my glasses are going out. I need to clean these things, I think. Welcome to the show. I hope y'all enjoy coming on. I hope y'all have a lot of fun today. I know, ladies and gentlemen, later on in the afternoon, John Goodwin's going to be joining us live from San Diego. I hope y'all want to check him out. That's when you heard me talking. Well, y'all didn't hear me actually, but we were talking about Sarah and Emily earlier out there selling away. So if you live in San Diego or San Francisco or well, not San Francisco, it's kind of far off, but if you're in Los Angeles, somewhere like that, drive down, check them out, say hi. And if you still love me, there's a picture up there I want y'all to buy for me, okay? just tell Sarah it's for Joe and she'll know what we're talking about. Don't have a heart attack when she tells you the price. but go on and check them out. They're really working hard down there. I always like seeing the three of them. That is they just work nonstop. I don't even know how they do it half the time. Every time I see them, Sarah is like a buzz. It's like a toy that you wind up or something that never unwinds. I mean, she just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Emily's the same way. I mean, they just nonstop out there working now. I know there's some things they don't do in San Diego because they have a smaller booth than they do in other places. But still, there's a lot going on. By the way, ladies, are y'all coming down to Dragon Con?
I will. Yep, we'll both be there.
Oh, all right. I like to harass out at Dragon Con. For anybody who doesn't know what Dragon Con is, shame on you. If you're listening to this show and you don't know what Dragon Con is, shame on you. You can look it up. It's a lot of fun. And I get to kill two birds with one stone. I get to see these lovely people and a lot of other people there as well. And then my sister also lives in Atlanta, so I get to harass her at the same time. It's nothing like harassing your baby sister. There's just something, really good about that. It's like an extra piece of cake or something. I hope she's not listening. I'll get the doghouse for sure. Of course, we have Mr. Carmen. Carmen does all the booking for us. So when you see guests on this show, this is the man who's doing the booking. Every now and then we can sneak him in when John takes a vacation or they're off doing something.
Yeah, I think John is hardly on vacation right now. He's probably working hard too at the San Diego.
Oh, I heard what was going on over there. No, I know what was going on. So I'm talking to John. John's all being quiet. All of a sudden, I'm on the phone with him. I said, "What's John doing? He's over there talking to somebody, isn't he?" She's like, "No, he's working." I know he's not working. I'm just teasing, guys. John works his butt off. When we're in Los Angeles, it's weird the way John and I communicate because I'll usually see him at breakfast. We'll catch breakfast together, and sometimes we'll catch lunch. Usually, sometime during the week, we'll have dinner together a couple of times. But there's so much going on, like the book signings and all the rest of what goes on down there. It's like for the authors, they do the 24-hour story. I mean, the first time I heard this was 6 years ago, and I'm thinking, what you want? What you want these people to write a story in 24 hours? I just watched the sheer panic on these authors' faces. It was like, whew, and I was like, this is going to be interesting. And I still remember Tim Powers comes up to me and goes, Joe, because we were at the Roosevelt that year. He goes, Joe, he said, get up here on the mezzanine and get your camera and just get some long distance shots, because it was just how can I say this politely? It was like terra incognito, man. But still, some of the stories that come out of these 24-hour stories are great. And then for the author, for the illustrators, y'all get to do when they bring in the models, right? So it's interesting how this works. It's interesting how they put it on both sides like that. And then, of course, there's the day. The great day when the authors get to meet the illustrators who illustrated their cover art. Now, I've been through 6 of these now. Every one of them has been fabulous. So in y'all's cases, well, we only got one author here. So did you think, or I should ask the illustrator, did you think that the author was going to know your art right off the bat? Because for me, I've always wondered, because I've watched, sorry, I don't know why this thing keeps going off. I have watched the illustrators come in, or the authors come in, and go find the artwork, and I'm always wondering, how do they know? I mean, how did you know? I mean, it's
I knew right away. So Breanda had done just a beautiful job with my story, and it's such a unique. So honestly, I thought all of the artists interpreted the stories perfectly. They captured the main characters and the main tension in a beautiful way, and Breanda was no exception. There was no doubt in my mind when I reached her piece of art, and it was so stunning that I just didn't have words. It was an emotional moment for me.
Yes, it's always an emotional moment, but so far, out of all the people I have met, no one's got it wrong yet, which amazes me.
No, she picked the scene. I had not given much thought to what scene might be captured by the illustrator. And I think probably just in the run up to going to Hollywood, it was really like just trying to get ready to go and make sure I had all of my ducks in a row. And so I hadn't thought a lot about like what that would be like. And she captured the perfect scene and all of the emotion in the scene. My main character she looks completely haggard and tired and at the end of herself. And Breanda captured all of the emotion in her face and just the perspective that she decided to do the piece from is kind of like a down, like you're down looking up at the piece. And it was fabulous. I don't know. I have it here if you guys want to see it.
Well, yeah, pull it up, because I was getting ready to go look for it in my book. But go ahead.
Well, I've got it right here. So this is the piece.
Oh yes, I got it too. So we're gonna put it up in double for y'all.
And so you've got, I mean, you can see her face and the face of her sisters. They're just the fear and the worry, and then she is just done. And you see the monster in the background. What I love about it is the girls have not seen this monster. They've just really seen the effects of the monster. And Breanda does a beautiful job of like putting the monster in the background as this ever present, terrifying entity they're all aware of. Yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Can we just back up just a little bit, just in case you have new viewers to your podcast here and your radio show, and they're listening, and just kind of give a full introduction here. This is Lauren's from Sonoy, Georgia.
Yep, Sonoy, Georgia. Mhm.
And she was an author winner in the Writers of the Future contest. And Breanda is in the Denver area, and she's an Illustrators of the Future winner. And they're both published in L. Ron Hubbard's L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future, Volume 41. There you go. There's the cover Lauren's showing. And the way it's two separate contests, but the way it works is an illustrator is paired with a writer to do an illustration in the book for the story that the author has written. And what I like to do myself is when we do these interviews is have the paired illustrator and author together. And that's what we have today. So Breanda illustrated Lauren's short story, winning short story.
Okay, so somebody's got to put the name of the story up now. Come on.
Yeah, it's Karma Birds.
Right.
It's going, wait a minute now. We're forgetting something.
Okay.
For me, it's funny because after a while, I hate to say it like this. I haven't really read any bad stories out of so I've read the six books since I've been working with them, and another 10 that I picked up because I was just curious. Honestly, I was curious to see, okay, there's got to be a bad story, right? I mean, come on. Somebody's got to have a bad story. So far, not so much. My only problem is I got to be careful with the new books because if I'm not, it kind of crisscrosses in my head because I'm just reading and I'm usually John will send them to me so I can spend like 2 weeks playing around with it the first time. The second time, I'm reading them on the jet, leaving here today, and it's only a 3.5 hour flight. So I'm doing speed reading, basically, is what I'm doing. And then I'll take the book and I'll throw it on my bed. Matter of fact, when they come for interviews, you'll see it there. Because I'll start reading like 2 stories, 3 stories a day. And I try to catch the authors the same way in the illustrators. That way it's fresh in my head when I'm talking. Because one of the things I've always taught my host is never bullshit an author. If you haven't read their book and you start talking to them like you have, you're going to get your butt busted because they're going to know as soon as they ask you a question, they're going to know, oh, no, you didn't read the book. So it's best to do it that way. And it works really well. With the illustrators, it's a little bit different. But I can always cheat because Echo and I are friends. And I can always go in run and say, Echo, why don't you tell me a little bit about this illustrator? So I can cheat a little bit with the illustrators. The author's a little bit different. Even though Tim Powers and Jody Lanai are friends of mine, I still like to hear it directly from them. So it's a little strange. But first off, and I know we've talked about this 100 times, Brenda, I mean, how did you feel when our best friend called you and said, hey, you're a winner?
Joni.
Well, no, Joni, to me, she's our best friend. But, I've heard so many different stories about when Joni calls. And
right. Joni's the contest director for the Writers and Illustrators of the Future.
Let's just be honest. She's the boss when it comes to all of these people. And I don't know how y'all deal with it. I mean, I know she calls first time because she doesn't tell you right off the bat because you don't right off the bat. But which one of y'all want to take us through the process? Because I know it's kind of like a little process before you find out that you're actually the winner. Before you know you're going to Los Angeles.
What is it like on the illustrator side, Bree? Because I can only speak to the writer side. Is it the same? Did you get 2 calls?
So I got the, hey, you're a finalist call when I was getting ready to go for a walk with my mom. And she was just like, oh, wow. Only hearing half the conversation, but it was pretty exciting. But I wasn't expecting to be a winner. I was like, okay, well, we'll see. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but that's really cool. Wow. Okay. Well, either way, I'm going to try again. Because you get a bunch of chances every year. And then I got a call that was like,
just for people who are submitting, they get one chance per quarter, right?
Right. So it's 4 chances a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the call that I pretty much ended up really being 4th place, and she was like, just there's this one piece that you could do a little, like, submit something else maybe that's a little bit more of a narrative. And I was like, and you'll get it next quarter. So I was like trying to scramble and find one that I could like make a little bit more finished to apply again for the next quarter. And then I got the call that I actually am going.
Wow.
So it was 3 calls.
So you
Wow.
actually got a call for the quarter before then, right?
So it was
Or a
actually
previous quarter.
what
right?
happened. What it seemed like someone couldn't go. So like I was lucky, like extra lucky.
Oh,
But I would have, the way she explained it was like, I'm gonna get in another time because I was so close, especially being a finalist. So I was like, oh wow, I felt so lucky.
Mhm.
It was a little bit of a
I
roller
feel
coaster.
lucky. I feel
Yeah.
lucky because I feel like your art it made my story shine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you know, we talk about this all the time, how a cover can sell a book. And over the years, I have complained about this over the years because I've been suckered. Okay, I'm going to be honest about this. I've seen some great covers, and I'm like, man, this is going to be a good book. And sometimes it is a really good book, and sometimes I'm like, I'm going to smack somebody in the head with this book because an illustrator can sell a book for an author. We know that for a fact now, and it can make your life much easier when you're out trying to sell the book. Plus, for an illustrator, it's a way of putting your art out there so people can see it. And look, I'm putting my art on this cover. If that book sells, a lot of people are going to get to see that cover. They're going to look to see who the artist is, because it's rare that the illustrator and the author are the same person. Every now and then you'll see that, but for the most part, not really. The illustrator is usually separate from the author, and the author's doing their part, the illustrator's doing their part, and it's a good book. You go out and buy it and read it. And I know with these books, with the L. Ron Hubbard books, we seem to move a lot of them. They seem to move around. I know at Christmas we give away usually 200 or 300 of those, and everybody's happy to get them. The only thing I don't like about it is, there's such good books is they just trade them around their family. Oh, look, read the whole book. I'm gonna give it to Bob. Oh, Bob read the book. I'm gonna give it to my dog. And it just kind of goes around. And you'll hear me get on the mic saying, "People, they're not that expensive. Go buy another damn book." Because it's good for everybody. I mean, it's really good to see and I'm one of those people who want to see everybody succeed. I just want to see it for lots of reasons. One of it is when you get rich and famous, I can say, "Hey, remember us?" You have an interview. But I have faith, and seeing your story and seeing it in the artwork, I really think it's going to go somewhere. I don't think y'all going to be the kind of people who are not going to are just going to be sitting there the rest of your life. We had this discussion last week with the winners about how to take yourself to the next level financially, and because some people sell themselves short, and in all fairness, when I was young, I did that to my own self. Fortunately, I had some mentors that slapped me around a couple of times, but I want to see everybody be successful. When you have great stories and great art, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be.
yeah, excellent. No, that's a good point there.
Yeah, is yourself. So if you ever need somebody to slap you around, give me a call. I'll tell you, hey, you got great.
So the question I always like to ask you guys is, like, for illustrators, Breanda, did you create illustrations just for the illustrators of the future, the 3 submissions that you had to put in, or did you just kind of like look through things that you've been working on and go, hey, this is done or pretty much done. I can work on it a little bit and finish it, and then just send it in. There's and just so that your people know who might be considering sending in this, it's completely free. There's no admission charge or anything like that. You can just submit to the contest. Go to the site writersofthefuture.com, and all the rules and procedure for submitting is right there. So before we go on, somebody wants to say hello before she goes.
Hello, friend.
That's Lady. Maybe you saw her when
Oh,
when I had her up at author
We'll
services
get some
there.
ink and a pad. Let her walk around, make her own art.
So, but anyway, so you already had pieces of you had illustrations already done.
So was that a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you do? I guess the question was originally, did you do those just for the illustrators of the
Not
future?
exactly.
Or okay.
So I had submitted a couple quarters before, and it was sort of just on a list of different types of competitions for students looking for scholarships for art.
Mhm.
And it's not exactly a scholarship, but it could be used for tuition, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I had submitted and I didn't get in, and I had reached out and asked for feedback, and
Brave.
Yeah, that's very
I mean,
brave.
that's one thing you learn in our school is you need to get feedback to get better.
Mhm.
If you're just working in
Very
a little
That's right.
Mhm.
hut under a rock or something, like, sure, maybe you'll love it, but there's so much more you can learn from the experts. And I believe it was Joni that emailed me back and said, pretty much, we need to see more narrative. We can see that you can draw, but show us that you can tell a story more. And after I went through more of my graduate level classes, I had just more narrative, better work, and submitted that. So
Right.
that's
Did you have any help from any of the illustrators of the future judges?
for resubmitting. I'm pretty sure it was just Joni who responded.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was just based off what she knows with.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of the illustrators have contact with a judge, and they'll, like I know I've heard guys or women say they've been in touch with like Dan Dos Santos, and he's one of the judges for the contest, and they encourage him to submit to the contest, or I don't know if they actually provide feedback at that point or anything. But whether it's an illustration or a story, they're submitted, and then it's done by blind judging. They're assigned a number, and then so the judges don't know who they're judging. They just know. That's just for people who might have heard the writers and illustrators of the future before, just kind of like let them know that. So it's based on merit. It's just the judges look at it and they go, I like this, or I rate it this. So,
I mean, as far as I know, the judges are there because they want to help aspiring artists and authors.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure if they look at the list of judges on the back of the book and they want to reach out, I'm not saying they're all going to respond, but it wouldn't hurt. I mean,
well, I know when y'all
they
are
wouldn't
doing
necessarily
the
know if you're like, if you reach out and ask for help, they recognize your pieces. I don't know if that would make a difference for keeping it anonymous, but I don't want to advertise everyone reach out to all the judges. I don't know if
they probably wouldn't appreciate that.
Echo will work about just about anybody, and I know she likes to work with y'all when you're doing your piece for the authors. But she'll work with anybody. Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Echo Chernick. She actually has a show before this show. She's in between John and I. That's ugly, kinky, but she's in between John and I on Saturdays. She does a lot of artwork here, and she gives a lot of tips out. Matter of fact, her husband Lazarus comes on and does a lot of it. So you can actually come here and see her doing her show and ask her any question you want. That's what she's here for.
Right. And Echo is the coordinating judge for the illustrators of the future.
Yes,
and her husband Lazarus is one of the judges also.
Yes.
There's also a forum for the illustrators that we're trying to get going more. It's not as active as the writer side, but that could be a resource too for not just judges, but future or the winners from the illustrators of the future. So
Right.
John and I were talking about that last week, that they want to get it built up more, so the illustrators have the same amount of resource that the authors do. Because if you're friends with Wolf Moon, I don't know how he does it, but he gets a winner in every year. I'm still trying to figure out what Wolf's and Authors, ladies. As a matter of fact, there's a book back there somewhere of how
He's a past winner of the Writers of the Future too.
But somehow his group manages to get a winner in every year. And I don't know, people. He's just gifted. I don't know how you get in his group. I know you got to be part of the writers group to eventually get into his group. But there's lots of resources out there. They want to see you win. I mean, they've been bugging me for years to write a book. I just write up everything.
Right.
And
then,
anything.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
But Lauren, how did you find out about Writers of the Future?
I was trying to remember that as I was getting ready to, do some talks and stuff after the win. But I listened to Writing Excuses, which is another podcast and have for years. And Brandon Sanderson started Writing Excuses. And they were talking about contests. And that might be where I first heard of Writers of the Future. And I do remember doing like a search, because at the point when I sent stories to Writers of the Future 3 times. And the first 2 times I sent a story, I did get an honorable mention, and I was very I was pleased. I was like, oh, that's great. The first time I got it. And the second time I'm like, did they give this to everybody? And then I was like, no, I don't think so. And then the third time I got a call from Jeremy. And so I was kind of, writing for me is a second career. And I started writing in the run up to my 40s, or like the run up to my 40s. And so I've been writing now about 8 years. And those first few short stories, just, I just was working on my craft. And it was that third story that I finally developed enough skill as a writer to be able to be competitive.
Right.
For one of the top spots.
And just, you mentioned Brandon Sanderson, just so that anybody who doesn't know who he is.
Oh God, if you don't, he's like a household name for fantasy and science fiction. Yeah.
There you go. And he's also a judge in the Writers of the Future contest too. So
he speaks warmly about the contest.
Somewhere back there's one of his books. I don't know.
I think he used to submit to the contest too.
Yes, he did. And he'll say like, I never won, but I would submit. So yeah.
Right. Like
Kevin
Anderson. Right. Yeah. Like Kevin Anderson too. He submitted a lot, and then
they all
as we say, they pro'd out.
They pro'd out. Yeah. To be. Yeah. That's the goal.
They got their professional contract, and no longer eligible to write.
That's right.
For the future.
But they make good judges. So
Kevin's great. And Lauren's new best friend Tim Powers is great, right?
Oh yeah, I adore Tim. Tim is dear. Great. He's very dear.
So if you want to stay on his good side, just have a 12-ounce can of Coke around. You'll be good. I give him hell about that all the time. He's he wrote, what was the name of the first one? Stranger Tide.
On Stranger Tides, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much where all the Caribbean movies came from. And it was a little bit of a fight for him down the road, and sometimes that happens when you're writing. But I think it's all been worked out now. But he's a lot of fun to start off with. Him and Jody are great, and the reason I like him and Jody is they don't always agree. So when you go to one of these classes, they don't necessarily always agree, which is perfect because not everyone in these writers who have won have the same personalities. It's the same thing for the illustrators. Not everyone's going to have the same personality. So you need alternatives. Something that works for this one may not work for this one.
Right. It's like in the, I think the online course for the Writers of the Future, where L. Ron Hubbard talks about you basically develop your own style there. And that's, each of those judges is teaching. This is kind of saying, this is the style that worked for me, and this is my approach and my procedure. And then somebody else has a different approach. And like I think one of my favorite questions to ask the writers is that I don't get to ask them in the interview that I initially do is, are you a pantser or a plotter?
That is a great question. I love this question because I'm both. So I have really my process is really crystallized for me in the last year. And so what I'll do if I have an idea is I hold it in my head for a good long time. And then I start making notes on what I think it could look like. And it always is my notes are always in paper. So this is like one of my notebooks, and it will, I'm making all kinds of notes, and I'll do this for months and months and months. And then when I'm ready, when I feel like I have enough story, I just sit down and write. And I will sit down, I'll set a timer, or I'll give myself whatever, and I'll write until I've gotten as much of that out of my system as I could. And then I'll write that story until I feel like it's done. And then I'll put it aside. And I draft very quickly. Like I can easily knock out 2,000, 2,500 words in a day. But I don't delete, and I don't revise, and I don't get stuck on word choice. I just get it out. And then once I have that really ugly first draft, that perfect ugly first draft, I let it sit, and I take a break and work on something else. And then I come back to it, and then I read it and I outline. And I ask myself those big questions about character setting and plot. I plot it out, I outline, I'll do these really intricate, 1 page per chapter outlines, 45-page outlines. And then I start the second draft. And then as I'm writing the second draft, these character setting and plot things become really clear. And then I'll do in subsequent revisions, I'll build it up where it needs to be built up.
Wow, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I asked that I was on co-hosting with Joe a few weeks ago, and I asked Jefferson Snow that, and he had gone to a lot of, he went to BYU, and he said he used to sit in on Brandon Sanderson's class and stuff, and he said he gave a similar answer to you, where he goes, I'm both. But, and he says he's kind of like the opposite of how Brandon works. He said Brandon would spend a lot of time plotting things and then kind of let his characters kind of pants his characters and let them go where they went. And Jefferson said he would spend less time on the plot and kind of develop his characters more. So he's a more
character forward writer, and you can really, you can see he cares for his characters, his story. There's a reverence for his main character that you can read in his story. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, neat.
Okay, why don't I see a bunch of art on that wall back there?
Breanda?
Yeah, that's you. I was like, why don't I see a bunch of art on the wall?
I feel like there's just one picture. Is that it?
See that. I see that.
That's a picture my dad took. It's just photography.
Oh, because I notice a lot of illustrators when I'm talking to them, there'll be art stuck here, art stuck here, art stuck. Some of it's really good, some of it's questionable. But but I mean, what's your favorite? I mean, do you like using chalk? Do you like using oil, acrylics, just the computer? Because I know it's different for all illustrators. I mean, everybody's got a different venue they like to work in. And it's weird because sometimes I look at a person and say, oh, no, they're going to probably like oil or acrylic. And they go, no. I like the computer.
What do you think when you look at me? I'm curious.
You kind of look a little on the electronic side, but
is it the glasses?
I don't think
the electronic side.
No, it's something to do with her personality, but it's but I notice a lot
You're
of
not saying she's something out of Chat GPT.
No, she's probably a geek like the rest of us. But anyway, I've noticed some of y'all will start out on the computer, and then all of a sudden it'll be transferred into something else. And I notice a lot of new artists prefer to work with acrylics over oil. which I can understand. It being a contractor, we prefer to use acrylics ourselves over oil, but it's different for different people. And I'm always curious, where did the choice come from? How did you get to the choice that you're working with?
Well, I would say my go-to for getting it done the fastest is digital.
Yes, I can understand
and there's a certain level of
and Breanda,
freedom.
when you say Breanda, when you say digital, do you mean there's nothing else? It's just like you start digital and go all the way through digital.
Well, no, I mean I have a sketchbook.
Because I know sometimes
sketchbook.
Some artists they'll sketch something and then they'll scan it and then they'll do
depends.
that, right? So it's sort of a hybrid.
It can be. Like I do think I do prefer thumbnailing, which is just like getting a rough. It's supposed to take a couple minutes, just a little idea, so you get a glimpse of what the composition will feel like. I do feel like I do better with pencil in my sketchbook with that, but for class, a lot of times I'll just lay out thumbnails on my iPad and then I can undo until I get it. But the question is like, what's my favorite medium?
I mean, what do you prefer to work
procedure? Really? Yeah,
I guess
like
I'd say
we were
I'm
talking
digital, but I always am like a lot of times I'm like, wish I could just get some like watercolor because I'm not getting the look I want because I don't like things to look digital.
Yeah,
there's a place for things to look digital, but like for what makes me feel the most fulfilled with it.
Watercolor sells big down here where I live. I live on the Gulf Coast, and if it's in watercolor of any kind, when I get out there, I guess because the colors themselves are better. The pinks, the blues, the greens. They're not like a deep. They're just, I don't know how to explain it. It's like they just take a piece of chalk and they come out really nice and they sell really big down here. Now, if you can sketch in the French Quarter, you can make $500 to $2,000 a day sketching people. They'll come down and sit down in there. Oh yeah, they love to get their portraits done. Now there's a guy down here that does oil. I don't know how he does it because oil you got to lay over and you got to let it dry. So I have no idea what the procedure is there. I watched him one day and I'm like, dude, that's gonna run. And I mean, I'm not that kind of painter, but we did kind of construction. We knew you can't stack oil on top of each other because you're gonna have issues because it doesn't dry real fast. And I was kind of like, okay, but I'm telling you what, I watched this guy down there, actually this couple, and they were both sketching away, and they were doing 3-4 a day, making $500 each a day. They're pocketing $2,000 to $4,000 a day. I'm thinking, shit, I need to learn how to sketch, but unfortunately, I can't even sketch a hangman, so it's not going to work for me. But that's why I was curious because I know as you're looking towards your future, you know, where you're going to be looking to make money from, because there's a lot of venues now to make money in if you're an artist. And I was just curious because I mean, there's a lot of, from gaming to doing portraits and stuff like that. Just there's so many different places to go, all kind of digital work. There's companies that love people who can do digital. I sent my middle stepdaughter to school for digital. She loved it. She did it for a long time, and then one of the companies she was working with said, you know, you're really good at art, but you're way better salesman. So she got promoted to sales, and she started leasing is what she ended up doing. But I never know. So like and then there's always the AI issue. So when it came to the contest, did they make you give them X amount of work with your original drawing? I know they're kind of funny about AI. So
do you mean like for applying or doing the
cover? Well, like sometimes when you're winning, they'll ask for like, I guess 2 or 3 pieces ahead of it, or how you got to the process where you got to. A lot of times they'll ask for that. Not with everybody. I don't know how they determine the difference because I'm not an artist. So I don't know how they come to the procedure of how can you tell what's not AI and what is AI. I do investigation work for AI, but not that kind of stuff. We do stuff for.
Are you asking, Joe? Are you asking like, did she have to send in drafts?
Yes.
Of her work. Okay.
Yes. She knows better than I do. That's a good thing. It's. I'm just curious because I know they're kind of funny about it.
I don't think it was any sort of, I mean, I didn't take it as a process to make sure I'm not turning in AI art. It's just kind of like the process for illustration when you're working with an art director is you start with thumbnails, you get those approved, then you work into sketches and you get those approved, and then maybe color comps and everything.
Yeah,
But that's just kind of the process. I don't know if that was.
Is that
Yeah,
the
well, that's
process
probably
you
what
went
they were
through?
looking for. Yeah, that's probably what they were looking for because I mean AI, there is no process. It's just hello, and a matter of fact, oh, you can't see it, but there's actually thumbnails on our network we use for different shows that are made by AI and were made in less than 5 seconds.
Mhm.
I actually
Lauren,
can, by the way.
what were you going to say?
Well, I was curious about so it sounds like, so when they asked you to do Karma Birds, the illustration, so was that like, so you have your art director and you give the sketches and then the color and sort of building those different, like what I would even consider like drafts as a writer.
Yeah.
What was the medium for Karma Birds? Was it digital or acrylic or both? Because to me, it looks like you painted it.
Oh, it was digital, but like, let's see, can I find my thumbnails? Is it in this sketchbook? Oh yeah, here's my thumbnails. I did a lot because that's how I like to get all of my ideas out.
That's cool.
That is so
there you go.
That's
Yeah.
and there's another page, and then you can see these are my favorite, kind of getting closer.
Yes.
And then I did more cleaned up thumbnails with a description under what's happening.
Oh, I love that.
No, that's excellent.
This is the one I went with, and I was really focused on getting the van in the background, but then it was like, actually, the bird.
Mhm.
Things to be about the Karma bird.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
And it's even before all this, you're reading the story first, right?
Yeah.
And do you read it once or read it multiple times?
So I read it, and then I read it again, and then I go through and I highlight different things that would be good, symbols that are important to the story, or good snapshots. Like, let's see, this one I really liked because I thought the lady with the ponytail was a fun character just to draw.
Darlene. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, I forget I'm forgetting names.
No, that's okay.
And then the girl's counting out the change here. Like, I thought this was an important moment, but it's not really getting the vibes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I was afraid of it like being too much of a spoiler to show the bird, but it's literally called Karma Bird, so
Yeah.
Well, I was curious because I know along when this all started, John and I sat down. Actually, one of the other artists had contacted me. Actually, he just contacted me before AI started. He said, "Joe, I want to bring this up on your show." And when he did, I was kind of like, "Shit," excuse my language. And I called John, said, "Blankety blank, 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 blank. What are you gonna blank and blank and do about this?" Because nobody wants to see AI win. Is what it comes down to. And even though a lot of people use it in different ways, we didn't want to see it win. And like I said, on the network, it's banned now. It used to not be. But I have too many friends that are in the Illustrator or artists, so I just banned it from the network and said, y'all can go make it yourselves or go do a digital or something like that. And so it was actually because, there's a lot of art on the network. People don't realize, but we have over 40 shows. There's a lot of thumbnails, but there's a lot of other stuff that goes along with it. A lot of scenes, back scenes for different for different shows. So there's quite a bit of on the network. So I decided that, well, y'all can make it yourself, or you can hire somebody to make it, but no more AI. So it how can I say this nicely? It upset a few people on the network, but you can't do that. I mean, people have to make a living. And I have, like I said, I have too many friends in the industry that I don't want to see them getting cut out by something else. And a good friend of mine down who owns a gaming company, in the beginning, he used to hire all these illustrators, all these authors, all these programmers. So he still does now, but he does use AI. But what he does now is he makes the illustrator in charge of the AI. So the illustrator does all the design, all the artwork, all the storyboards. They do all of it. And then they take it and convert it to the AI so that they can produce it faster. And the reason he started doing that is because it used to take 3.5 years to make one game. Now it takes a year and 4 months. So he can
either of you
games out a lot faster and makes a lot more money.
Right. Do either of you have any experience with AI? Lauren,
I mean,
Breanda?
Yes. You go ahead, Bree.
I have used like ChatGPT for help with like cover letters stuff where I feel really stuck. Because I don't know, writing boring things can be really boring. So I also have used it stuck like for an art project, and I'm like kind of have this idea in my head. For example, I was trying to think of a character with a lamp, like walking stick, and I was thinking of the like nautical like fish buoys, the glass, I don't know what they're called, like the glass fish buoys. They're like a super European thing, and I was like had this idea for a lamp, but I couldn't find any pictures. So I asked ChatGPT to like show me a couple of different variations, and it generated an image, and I was like, no, okay, like you're not listening. It felt like maybe I'm just really bad at prompting.
It is hard-headed sometimes.
But it did help. I was like, oh, okay, now I can have a better idea of what I want to draw, but I didn't copy that picture and like call it my design. So there's like a place for it helping like generating.
I agree.
But I made sure I didn't do that at all for the illustration for this book, but I also didn't need to. I felt like, so I don't know if that really answers the question.
Yeah, close. Sure. Well, I can't. Anytime someone sends me a story from it, it always cracks me up because the beginning will be pretty good and the end will be okay, but the middle is like jibber
a
jabber.
Story written by AI.
Yeah, it's jibber jabber in the middle. And when you use it for like doing people and stuff like that, it generally has problems with fingers and hands and noses and toeses and stuff. So I did the analysis work for the Miami Police Department when they said they had that thing running through the mall, and I'm like, really, dude? And he's like, yeah. I didn't even look at the picture. He said, how do you know it's not real? I said, well, look upstairs. I said, is anybody panicking? Has anybody got their cameras out? Is anybody running? He said, well, no. I said, well, that should tell you something right there. I said, if you had some kind of weird monster thing running through the middle of your mall, I think people might be losing their mind a little bit. But it also had its fingers were probably 1.5 inches longer than normal. Its feet were stretched out. I mean, it's getting better every year, but still there's issues with it, especially when you're doing a lot of it. It tends to have flaws and problems. It's one of the things we picked up on early. So every now and then somebody will write to us, and we charge them good for that too, by the way. But it's just, they want to know if it's real or not. I see somebody down there. Do we know this guy? Some guy just jumped in to chat with us.
Yeah. Lauren, did you have any Chat GPT experience?
Not a lot. I'll be honest with you. In the writing world, it is almost career ending to use Chat GPT to write anything for your work.
Right. Do you use it for research or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, I think for me, where I would use like an AI is probably just Googling things. And then a lot of writing software will it'll finish your sentence for you. It'll, you can get some editing software out there. I'm sure, I know that you can. I don't remember what it's called.
Grammarly?
It's like Grammarly, I think. Grammarly. I get annoyed with anything that wants to finish my sentence. But I love something that wants to help me spell correctly because I am a terrible speller.
Yeah.
So I think for me, the where it's been the most helpful is in doing research or looking for words that I'm like, hey, what is the word for sunshine on a really cold day or something like that, where I'm trying to find a very specific word that has a evokes a very specific meaning, and so
It's
going
almost like using it as a thesaurus. Right?
yeah. So,
it can never understand my Kuyon accent anyway. So,
well, and I'm typing. I'm not trying to. I mean, other than like Siri or Alexa, I'm not. But writers, writing and art, like it's tricky. It's tricky.
I'm trying to teach mine to understand what I'm saying, but it's not working.
I will say though, in my husband's line of work, it's embrace or die.
Oh, for AI
engineers, computer science, it's embrace or
well,
die.
It's great for doing schematics. I mean, for doing stuff like that, it's fabulous in making a schematic. I remember when I first
as
started
smart
in the
as
Navy,
we would like it to be.
It
Makes a lot of mistakes.
Yes, well, I remember doing a lot of these drafts by hand that takes forever, and it'll shortcut some stuff. Some stuff it can. It just simply doesn't understand. And besides, you don't want it to understand some of this stuff anyway. It's but some of the stuff when you're putting something together, it's like it'll start going and then it stops, and then it just does whatever it thinks is right, which of course is absolutely wrong. So you have to go back and take everything out yourself and fix it, which just adds more time to the project and saving the project. So it's just one of them things. It's but we always ask because some people like it, some people don't like it, some people use it, some people don't. Most legit artists I meet that really aren't big on using it, other than for a couple of little things. Most authors won't hardly even touch it. So it doesn't seem which y'all are the same way. It's just I mean it has its use for some things, and maybe in a decade it'll be better. According to Elon, it'll be a decade or so. It'll be much better. But I don't want that. I want to see Breanda out there doing it the old school way. That's what I want to see. I'm a big fan of oil paintings because I'll buy them, and also acrylics. But I just can't see AI doing that. And I'm not going to get any enjoyment out of it if I find out they did do it. It's one of those things. I know when I see a painting like that, even when they're using, acrylic or any of them, I know some artists took the time to make this, put their heart and soul in creating this picture. It's one of the reasons I want to buy it.
Cool. So anyway, I wanted to ask them. One of the things that we also do for the writers and illustrators is we book some book signings for you guys after you get back home. How did those go?
I've done one since I've been home, and it's this little tiny bookstore in my town. I live in a very small town, and it was very sweet. And my neighbors and friends came out and were really supportive. The mayor of our town came and bought a book.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was very dear. Like I felt very supported and loved. We've got Books A Million in the town over, and I'm hoping that sometime soon I'll get over there and do a book signing. But when the book launched, I went into the store and saw the book on the shelf, and I just picked it up and I took it to the manager and I was like, "Hey, I'm in this book. Would you like me to sign it for you?" And she's like, "Yes." So she went and got a bunch of Sharpies and let me sign them, and it was very sweet. So everybody's been, really supportive and excited for me. And it's been a great experience. Yeah.
So that's a fun experience. Just signing your own book.
Yes, it's wild. It's wild. And my husband is he's the guy that's out on the sidewalk outside of the store. Like, "Hey, you guys should go in and there's an author in there today. You guys should go look at her book." And I'm like, "Stop it. Please stop." I need you to go home
He's
right
just
now.
Routing them in there, right?
He's so proud. He's so proud.
Well, that's
He'll
great.
Tell anybody.
That's great.
He'll tell strangers on the street.
That's great.
Sweet. Yeah.
And Breanda, how did yours go?
Mine went okay. I did have a good experience working with the one of the managers at the store, trying to get some flyers in ahead of time, and she was really good to work with. And it did happen to be on a pretty hectic weekend with protests the day before and then Father's Day. And so I did.
So you had a lot of body traffic there then, right?
Parents, yeah. And I did have one family friend go and she bought a book, and I was a big surprise.
Oh, good.
Because the more popular Barnes and Noble around here doesn't seem to like to do book signings, so
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're finding too.
but it was still like a good experience, and I'm grateful that you set it up, and
Oh, sure.
it was still cool.
I know even like, I think somebody said at the workshop, they said sometimes Kevin Anderson goes to a book signing and sells 1 or 2 books or something like that. And you're like going, no, I can't believe that. But then there's people like David Hoffrichter, who is in the same volume as you guys. So, and he just texted me just before the show started. He goes, I sold 10 books today.
That's awesome. He's so dear.
Yeah, so he was really happy about that. So that it can go either way. You can sell one.
Yeah.
Same with Jefferson. I remember he told me, I think he sold like 1 or 2 books at his book signing, and I called the store like the Monday afterwards, and they were saying, I go, so how many did you sell? And he goes, well, I think we only sold 2. They go, but David was, or Jefferson was great, man. He was like engaging with the customers, and he had a crowd of people around him all the time. And, so there's other, it's still kind of like something you're like putting some pavement down for the future, there. And, next time you have something to put out, they'll go, yeah, sure, we'll have him in here, So.
When I'm doing my other career with the aliens, people just line up. It's always fun. So if when I'm doing a lecture somewhere, it's just kind of weird, really. When I first started doing this, it was really weird. I wasn't used for people asking for autographs and shit. It was weird. But after 30-something years now, it's not so weird. It is, but it is. It still, even today, it still feels a little weird. I don't know. It's one of them things. It's all John's fault anyway. I seen the lioness behind you, John. I seen her walking around with it. Whoosh. That's what I'm calling Emily from now on, the lioness. Yeah, with her hair, dude. I love it. But anyway, let me drag him up in here. I know he wants to say hi to y'all. I think he wants
there he is. Yay! Hello, John.
Say hi to everybody.
Hello, Breanda, and hello,
Lauren.
Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Hey.
These little half-inch big things, and I'm like, okay. And I've got another device here, so I'm like right in front of Lauren there. So I'm trying to see the face in between these little rods that are in between here. So anyway, yeah, here we are at San Diego Comic-Con.
Are you sure that's where you are?
And there's our booth.
Alien spaceship somewhere. There's a lioness. I see her. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see my other buddy Sarah over there too. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Emily's new name, the lioness, because I love that gold in her hair. It's that's from last year. Yeah, because I seen her. Was it last year? I said, "Girl, what you did your hair?" She's like, "Ah, you noticed." It's yes, I notice everything. I can't help myself. It's you having fun? I mean, y'all making some money? I told them girls get to work.
It's definitely going good. Sarah tried with you again, but she's just like she had to go take a walk.
I told her
cry after talking to you.
When we're gonna be doing the chat next. When I get on the chat next, I'm gonna tell everybody on the chat I need this.
There's Emily.
There she is. It's when I get on the chat next, and we tell everybody come over there and give me a damn picture. My other one's getting. Oh, I can't see it right now, but it's getting lonely back there.
Yep.
It is saying it's getting lonely. See how she got all that gold going in her hair. That's why she's the lioness now.
Yeah.
Hey, David, how you doing in there? Oh, David's in there in the chat. See, what's up? You just traveling around, getting in trouble? I know there's no autographing going on at this one because the thing's a little smaller.
Yeah, this one here we got a 10x10 booth, but we're right here. I'll walk around so you can see some of the. Is it possible to turn the camera around on this thing?
See, y'all were talking about David just a little while ago, and he popped in the chat with us.
Oh, David Hoffrichter.
Yeah, no, there he is.
Oh, great. Oh, good.
Trying to figure out if I can get this thing to turn around the other direction.
So I had troubles here. Oh, where we going? Well, it looks pretty good. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. This is, you can see the, it goes on for about, I don't know, probably 3 football fields. There's
Wow.
like 100,000 people in here right now.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, David. we're good, David. How you doing, babe? It's you know, the one I worry about is Sarah, man. She is that girl is something else. Look at her over there, causing trouble. Look at her, just causing trouble.
Yep.
Hello,
Wait, is that the
Sarah.
picture she was talking about back there? I'm gonna have to zoom in on this. Now I can put y'all on the big screen where I can see everybody. So tell her, where's my picture, man?
Well, your pictures.
She teases me all the time. She is a tease in her.
She's not teasing you. She's trying to get you to like buy it.
That one?
Come here, demon. There's my demon. You can't even see the demon.
There's self-portrait. That's how he fancies himself.
Yeah. That's me. That's hanging out. Let's go tear some stuff up.
And this is when he does his other network, UFO Paranormal. There's Joe right there now.
Say hi, Lola. Tell everybody hi before you get down.
Aw.
Can't even see this dog. This dog will be up here some nights with me sleeping. She'll open her eyes and freak out everybody who's watching. You got a demon, Joe. I said, no, I got a dog. Go on, Fiona. Princess Fiona. She ain't coming up here, though. I know. We just were going on through, cruising on. How many people are at this thing?
Inside the building, here's about 100,000.
Damn.
Yeah, it goes all the way down there. It goes for another like 150, 200 yards that way.
Wow.
Just don't show me no food because I'm already hungry. Let me see if I can turn this thing over there. Somebody asked me about a second ago.
Nice.
There it
Now-
is.
So are both you ladies going to be at Dragon Con?
Yeah.
We are.
I'm still looking forward to seeing you both again. So is Emma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is great.
Something
It's
about
gonna be a
bringing
lot of
swords
fun.
with them.
So we
I didn't
wanna make
understand
sure
that
you
part,
all
John.
you, Joe, as well, so that you're like all ready to get in there, so that we handle getting your media pass.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad you said that. I got to remember to check on that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I'm glad you even said that because John's the only one up on this year on the network for a podcast award, People's Choice Podcast Award. So y'all need to go vote. You can vote until the end of the month. So we ain't got much time. You
on
can
my
go
list.
join and vote. So this gets him into the next category. If enough people vote for him, he'll go into the next category, and then the winners get to vote after that. 500 winners get to vote. Christopher, I didn't go in this year because I'm tired of getting runner-up. It just pisses me off. Excuse my language, ladies. Oh my God! Between John and I, we must have like 14 runner-ups. It's insane. I mean, it's nice, but it's insane. It's I think next year I'll put the chat up for it. It's got such a large audience. We'll have a better chance of winning. It's maybe I'll bring Bob with me, and I'll have a better chance. Oh, you know what? I might bring Bob to Dragon Con. Guys and girls, while we're talking about Bob back there, when we lay on the next show, we'll be giving away stuff on the chat. So there's stuff in Bob's eyes. So you'll have to know what's in Bob's eyes to win. So you better be watching this on Roku because you're not watching this on Roku, you're not going to be able to see. It's oh yeah, you have to be on high def TV to see what's in there. And if you're on the Roku television side, it's in 4K. So it's in 1080p and in 4K, so you can see it on there. Supergirl, what the hell is Supergirl running around? I don't see as many costumes at this one as the other ones, though. What's going on here?
There's been plenty. We've had some.
Found Waldo.
Jeffrey find Waldo.
It's usually you see a bunch of
one
people.
guy
I know
up
at
here
the
we're
out
coming through
see a bunch of people.
the fantasy world of Todd Fonastack. We'll have him on as a guest pretty soon on this show.
Okay.
He was on the podcast last year, so he's an amazing fantasy author. So we'll get him back on again.
Who is that, John?
Todd Fonastack.
Oh, okay. Oh, the guy we're looking at right now.
Yeah. So he's I met him originally at Superstars, and so he's got an amazing fantasy author, epic fantasy. Super nice guy. So anyway, if anybody's not familiar with him, he's got anyway that you can see he has I can spell his name there, but he's
So
also
for
got the Eldross Legacy is what it is. So right here you can see the book there. So these are 5 books he's written into this world. He's also written a lot of other stuff here too. So he's just he's a really nice guy. He's one of these people I'm like, he didn't win Writers of the Future, but he's been a great supporter of the contest. And as with all of the, you all get referred to as the children, but as all the winners, to you've got so much support and so much desire that you guys make it. And it's really interesting. I was talking with Todd when I try to maintain relationships with as many people as I can. If they stay in communication, I definitely will endeavor to stay in communication with you. But some of your judges right now, some of our beloved authors right now, like Kevin Anderson. I knew Kevin when he was just starting before he was a published author. He entered the contest 17 times before he finally pro'd out. So I've known so many of these people that right now are the big heroes. Brandon Sanderson, when he was an honorable mention, they weren't the big names they are now then. So when I talked to you, say, I want your comments. I want to get your blurb, give me a statement. Right now, maybe why are we doing this? Because I know it's going to happen. If you keep your dedication to what you're doing right now, and don't quit, you'll be next Kevin Anderson or Echo Chernick or any of the major authors that we have right now. I mean, I've done over 300 interviews right now, and I asked them, so what's your life journey? And they started off, Larry Niven dropped out of college. He couldn't handle it. And so he started writing.
Yeah, that's Kevin Anderson right there. You barely see him. I have to move it so you can see him. That's an X-Files book he wrote.
Yeah, and so you get this. Kevin got it because he started writing in the universes, and because he said, okay, they'd ask him, can you do this? He said yes, and he'd do what he promised, and he liked it. So then he started writing in Star Wars. He started writing in X-Files and so many other different universes because he would always deliver what he promised. So you take a look at some of these people right now that are like, wow. But they all had their humble beginnings, just like, our winners did. And they just know if they just keep sticking with it, you're going to have the Brittany Jackson. She's like such a sweetheart. But I know what she was like when I first met her. And
yeah, she's just a sweetie.
So anyway,
We're gonna find out what artist drew this crown royal back there.
Anyway, so I'm always hopeful and always just like try to keep that torch going for everybody. And some people I strike off a better relationship with just because whatever reason you just really like them a lot and just for whatever for whatever reason it clicks. And so with Nydia Korfort, she was one of those people. I really liked her, so I just stayed with her. And it took several years before she became a name. And she's a name and she's a judge. It's just that's how it goes. Nobody starts off as an Orson Scott Card.
Yes.
So anyway,
Orson, he's such a sweetie pie. Just don't ask him about politics. It's
It's fair.
not a question to ask you. Oh, by the way, that bottle of Crown has been signed. It's got Echo Chernick and Tom Wood's signature on it. I said it'll never get the rest drink. It'll just sit back there now. But by the way, and I tell this to artists and illustrators all the time because we're setting up shelving for illustrators so that we can put their stuff on there. And we're adding a secondary shelf for the writers because as you can see, we're getting quite a large collection of books down here. And a lot of these are from different artists and different people. So they stay up there until we give them away. Once they go up there, they stay up there. And a lot of times, and I'm not always sitting in the same place in the chair like the stack right there, but the one that Bob's guarding. And they're just that's the one that's got oh no, it's not. I moved them. Yeah, that's Into the Stores and the Monroe documents right there, and then Kevin J underneath it. It's I try to get as many as I can. I always keep one of the autographs for myself because I'm greedy like that. But I give the rest of them away. We'll be giving away quite a few this for Christmas. We started Thanksgiving and give them away all the way to the first of the year. And then the illustrated stuff, if they send us 2 pieces, we give one away and we keep one for the studio. It's my studio is, I've been in the middle of moving stuff around, and because if you can't really see, but all the artwork on that side, even that stupid gold map back there. That you can't see, that is a paddle wheeler sinking in the swamp somewhere. I ain't gonna tell you what that cost me because I'll embarrass myself. There's a couple of nice pieces in here, but it's just we collect them, we put them up there. I want people, because people ask me from time to time who did that, who wrote that, who did this, or like if they see a cover or something, they'll ask me who did the cover on the book or things like that, or they'll ask me about the book, and they stay there, like I said, until we give them away, and then they get given away at Christmas time. I say, okay, here you go, help yourself. It's just a way to help artists and illustrators to get the illustrators and the authors to get their stuff out there. And like I said, I want to see all of y'all to be rich and famous, so that way you'll remember me in Poor Carmen. It's just part of something we've been doing for a while.
Breanda, are you familiar with Alex Ross?
Wait, what?
Are you familiar with Alex Ross? The artist, that's who this is.
I might not be the best with names, right? But I feel like those look
It
familiar.
looks like something out of one of those
I can
TV.
see that there is an upstairs to that.
Yeah, he's the most popular artist here.
Wow.
Well, I ain't never even heard of the guy. Damn, I'm gonna have to pay more attention.
He's friends with Echo.
I'll actually have to ask Echo about him next time I talk to her.
Is Echo there?
Yeah.
It looks. I don't know. Some of it looks a little crowded to me or something. I don't know. It's hard to tell on the screen. It's probably better when you're in person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I finally seen somebody with a mask. I was wondering when I was going to see that. It's yeah, I noticed that a while back when I'm watching it, even when I'm watching it on the big screen, I'll look at it, but when I'm in person, it always looks better. Or different might be a better word of saying it. Hello, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
You're live on TV to about 3 million people, so say hi. No. Last time I did that at a conference, somebody said, "Do I have to sign something?" I said, "No, you don't have to sign it." I said, "You're just part of it." Yeah, I always like seeing good stuff there. It's always more fun. I'm going not this weekend, next weekend. I'm going to a thing in Pensacola. They're presenting a lot of oil paintings, a lot of older oil paintings. I can't wait to see this. It's I've managed to get some good ones over there. Like if you go in my living room, it's all flowers on my walls. Every piece of art on my wall, and they're big pieces. They're not little pieces. They're gigantic pieces. Because when you have those 12-foot ceilings, it's hard to put a little piece on a wall. But you have that ceiling that goes way up. So you need a big piece. I tell you what, I've been lucky over the years. Like there's a piece in there. It's just some pretty flowers. We were at an old furniture place looking for antique furniture, and I seen this piece sticking in the back. And I went and showed Linda, and she's like, "I really like that." And I'm like, "Oh God, how much is this gonna cost us?" Because it was like 46 by 36. I'm thinking, So I go up there, the guy says, "Oh, you can have it for $35." Hey, I see that. Push the button, man. Make his head swing around. I looked up the artist. I think the thing was worth about $4,500.
Wow, what's that sound?
Typing?
I tell you what, Breanda, if you can ever get on with making the posters for New Orleans Mardi Gras, girl, you can make millions. So Larry Hatch, he went out there, or Larry Harris, he went out there his first year. He only got 25% of the sales. He did the Devil series is what he did, 10 years. And I think he made $2 million. The second year he got 50%. They sold 10 million posters worldwide. I mean, the man's got more money than what to do with. By the time he had finished the series, it made over $75 million. And this guy, he thought he couldn't even paint. He cracked me up when I met him. He said, "I can't paint, man." And I said, "Really?" He always did a full-size oil before he did the poster. I never understood that. I guess he used the oil for the poster. I mean, he did. It was like 7 foot tall, 3 foot wide. I ended up getting my hands on one of them, but it's I don't know why he did it that way. But I'm not an artist, so I don't have a clue why he did it that way. But he made a lot of money. And all the people who come down here and do the posters, Mardi Gras alone in New Orleans is going to have 2 to 5 million people. Half of them are going to buy a poster. And once they hit the internet for Mardi Gras, usually you're going to see anywhere from another 5 to 10 million posters sold worldwide.
Joe, I'm going to need to step off. I have a house full of kids.
Go on, girl. Go on. We were just hanging out watching Johnny walk around here. Johnny,
well, thank you so much for having me. It was a
Oh
delight
no,
to
it's
be with
we
you.
always love y'all coming on. I said if you get a new book, send me one. Just go right there. I'll put you next to Bob.
I'm gonna have to
Okay.
too. So
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you,
Y'all
guys.
get out of here. Stay
All
out of
right.
trouble out there.
Thanks so much for
Take
joining
care.
us.
Thank
Yep.
When you
you.
get rich, don't forget us.
I'll see you in Atlanta.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
fun. Looking forward to it.
That's right. Here we go.
Looking forward to it for sure.
Time.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know what Atlanta is, that's Dragon Con. Y'all should come on down and check it out. Carmen's always bad at Dragon Con. I don't know why.
I've
Last
never
year
been to it.
we painted it up like Munster, Mr. Munster. Well, then you should come, man. I'll introduce you to my crazy family. It's,
okay.
They're who wrote that? Oh, Christopher. Hey, Christopher, what you doing? Oh no. So both those you can find them in where did I put it? Right there. In this book right here. Right as the Future Book 41. Yes. Go out and buy it. No, they're not expensive. What are they? $20 or something?
Yeah.
No, they're not expensive. No.
Noble, Amazon.com, Books a Million.
What do you mean, Jack? I don't think they make them in hardcover, Jack. They might. You'd have to ask John. He would know.
No, the trade paperbacks or ebooks
Trade
or
paperback.
audiobooks.
What are you talking about? Hand cover. Oh, you talking about the little books? Like I know what you're talking about. Yeah. You'd have to ask John. I don't know none of that. I don't have nothing to do with publishing. That's John's
what
job.
we have with this book, we have 3 versions. We have the trade paperback, which is like the size of a hardcover book with the paper cover. We have an ebook, and we have the audiobook, which is
There you go.
basically a digital download.
Audiobook is the way to go, people.
Audible or through any place where you can get audiobooks, we have it. You can buy them.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about. No, I had it. Oh, I did have it on the other day. Yes. No, that's a USB drive that you can get, but that was Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had planned. Yeah, that was Battlefield Earth. Yes. No, John had sent me a copy of it a while back. What do you mean? Am I going to give it away? I might when I'm through watching it. Yeah. We'll see. Some stuff I give away, some stuff I don't. It's a thumb drive. It's about that big. It's not real big. Yeah. It's just plugged into the big screen TV right now, but it don't like my big screen TV. So it's going back into one of the computers. No, I don't like my 70-inch for some reason. I don't know why. It wants some kind of file. My TV's like, no. Nah, it's because it's a Vizzo. Vizzos are funny
Here's
TVs.
Hulu for your joke.
Oh, feed me, feed me. That's nice. It's nice where they got stuff set up. It seems nice in Hulu originals. Yes, I got Hulu, people. Now my Hulu comes with its Hulu. Oh hell, I forgot that. It's Hulu, some sport, or ESPN, and no, I forgot the other one. Maybe it's Paramount. No, I don't think it's Paramount, but one of them. It comes with 3 different things. Oh, you mean what I'd recommend a viewer? If you're going to view us, if you want to really enjoy us, I would watch us on Roku television. Yes, we're going to be. Well, no, we changed companies August 7th or August 12th. I don't remember, but a month after that, we've already got it set up. You will be on Amazon. Well, Fire Stick. I keep saying Amazon, but it's really Fire Stick. I mean, Amazon is Fire Stick, but it's Fire Stick. Well, the company actually recommended that we do Roku first because there's a bigger listening audience. I didn't realize that. I know it's been around longer, but it's a bigger listening audience. Yeah.
Roku is audio or audio and video?
Oh, Roku's television.
Oh, okay.
It's real TV is what Roku is. You know, Roku they've got everything on it. Every other media you can think of is on there. Like matter of fact, last night I was watching the new Star Trek on Paramount, which is on Roku. We're on Roku as United Public Radio. Well, actually, now it says it does say United Public TV now, because the manager of the station said fix that bleeping thing, Joe. Had to fix it. No, we're switching companies because we didn't like the way the other company was treating us. Well, the company we're with right now, you can only get us live, meaning if we're not on, if we don't have a live show on, you can't find it. But if we're live, you can find us in the live category. The new one is going back to the old ways. We used to do it where there's a whole channel there that you can review. Yes, there's a whole channel you can review. And they'll have pay-per-view stuff on there, pay-for-listen stuff on there, and then they'll have stored stuff on there up to, we'll keep about 1 terabyte worth of archives up there. So you can go back and watch us. A lot of people like to watch us on TV. I was surprised. Well, I mean, it's 70-inch TV. You get to see everything. I mean, it's 4K TV. Well, they got it in 1080p too, by the way. But it's 4K, so I mean, you can tell how, if Carmen's got a little wrinkle on his head or something. Oh, no, I've had people, there's a scar on my nose, and you can see it most of the time, but this one lady saying, God, Joe, who tried to chop your nose off? I was like, what are you talking about? I was laughing. It took me a minute to realize what she was talking about. She said, boy, on the TV, you can really see it. I'm like, okay.
We're losing John's feed here.
Oh, we lose him every once in a while. He's getting away from some internet.
Getting choppy.
Christopher, that's not just a clock back there. It's kind of humidified. Okay. Yes. Some pink thing went by just now.
Am I still choppy? I'm going to go outside right now so you can see outside.
Yeah. He's in San Diego, which is going on until Monday, right?
It finishes tomorrow. So now I'm outside. So this is San Diego itself. That's the Coliseum there where they have San Diego football and baseball and stuff. But there's the Omni Hotel.
I'd have to look it up. I don't know what they charge in a day. It's gonna be at least $100.
Yep. They shut down all of that. The whole main old town right there is it swarms with bodies there. There's probably easily 50,000 people out there walking. The streets all shut down. There's just body to body traffic.
That's the best way to do it. That way you don't have no crazies running over. Like with that scene they had in New Orleans for Mardi Gras
Yeah.
when the guy tried to run the barricades and stuff. I mean, it's better to do it that way. But Dragon Con don't actually do it that way. Well, Dragon Con does. I don't know, it's hard to explain Dragon Con unless you're there. There are places where it's closed, the streets are closed, but there are places where it's open. Like the main street running between where John's at and the hotel is, they leave that open because there's a bunch of restaurants on there, so people can eat. And so y'all know, Uber will pick you up and drop you off anywhere. So if you're at Dragon Con, you want to go somewhere, you call Uber. They'll pick you up by GPS. Oh, we lost John. But they'll pick you up by GPS, and then they'll drop you back. Then they'll drop you wherever you want to go. Yeah.
There he is. He's back.
Yeah, we got him. I grabbed him right there. Kristen, what are you talking about?
I was
CD
better when I was inside, huh?
It's a good group of people out there.
Yeah, that's true. It was better when you were inside.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I guess they were doubling up on the thing. Some dresses going on around that.
That's when 100,000 people are trying to use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's true too. And some of them are using. Thank God they're not all on the same Wi-Fi. Some are using their cell phones. And I was somewhere just recently. My Wi-Fi on my phone wouldn't work. It was like, nope, too many people. I'm on AT&T, Christopher. Why? I was on T-Mobile, but I told T-Mobile to take a flight. Yes, how's that? That's a polite way of saying it. No, they were irritating me. I had T-Mobile for almost 2 decades, and I don't know what happened. They just started irritating me. I kept T-Mobile because right after Hurricane Katrina, I couldn't call my friends, but I could text my friends anywhere that was in the city. And you couldn't get hold to them on voice, but you get hold to them on text. It's one of the reasons I kept them. So they were really good for that. And a couple other disasters they were really pretty good for. And then all of a sudden, they became, I don't know, they just weren't the good network they were before. Overextending themselves, I guess. Yeah.
Are you better now?
No. Yeah, it's better. No, my wife's on AT&T. I'm on AT&T, and we have a backup, which we're on right now, AT&T Air. Now, when they tried to sell me Air, I was like, get the hell out of here. There is no way something connected to some cell phone tower can run this network. And guess what? It can.
It can?
It's a backup. Yeah, it can. And it kicks in on its own. So right now, the big network, I don't know what's going on with it, but it anytime it gets below a certain speed, the Air picks up. Well, in all fairness, the tower is only a mile from my house. So. And it's faster than I thought. It's like 400 down and 100 up. I was really surprised by that.
Wow.
Yeah, for being a telephone connection. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is. Yeah, but it works. But just recently they told me, because it's summertime, that I may see problems because of the amount of people. So like for 4th of July, I had to make sure the main system was up because this one didn't want to work. It was going out and stuff. So I had to go make sure the main system was working right. The main system's a terabyte up and down. Now, I was just recently told by AT&T that they put fiber here, a terabyte up and down, so I may switch into that. But the Air is good because if the fiber goes down because of connection issues, Wi-Fi, this is still Wi-Fi going through the Air. So as long as it's got power, it should work.
Yeah.
It's good to have
to break off here in just a couple of minutes here. So I just wanted to make another plug here. So one, like you were talking about before, if you're interested in science fiction fantasy, definitely take advantage of Writers of the Future to satiate your hunger for that. And two, if you've listened at all to the Writers and Illustrators of the Future podcast, I really appreciate if you took a moment to vote for it in the Podcast Awards. and it's the People's Choice Podcast Awards, and vote for the 4 categories, which is the first category, which is host, and then art, and storyteller, drama, and education. Those are the categories that I'm really hoping to be able to catch the win this year, not just be a finalist again.
And since I don't have any shows up, there's no excuse for y'all not to all go vote for John. Well, I'm figuring we get more votes this way. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if it'll work or not, but we'll see. Christopher, it's the People's Choice Podcast Awards. Yeah.
People's Choice Podcast Awards. Yep.
Yeah. So,
Anyway,
go check them out.
I'm
No,
gonna
you
read
got to
my
write in
comments.
People's
Thank you
Choice
very much.
Podcast Awards. All right, Johnny, stay out of trouble. Give the girls a hug for me.
I will. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
Thanks, Carmen.
All right. Yep. See you, John.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was at San Diego Comic-Con. Yes, go have some fun. It's going on till tomorrow. John and Emily and Sarah will be there. You can go say hi to them. There's usually 4 of them there. So I can't remember the old gentleman's name, but he's usually with them.
Al.
There you go. See, Carmen there. No, go say hi. They like for people to say hi. Buy a book while you're there. They're not expensive. $20. Come on. Now, for my friends listening tonight who have money, okay, let me show y'all something. See this picture over here? This is a Frank Casella. This is a limited edition signed poster back there that I got when I first met John. So look, there's 2 more over there. I want one of them. Now, the regular $5,000, but because I'm friends with Sarah, she's going to let y'all have it for $1,000. So think of it this way. There's 2 of them. You can buy me one and buy you one. You'll get the discount because you're a friend of mine. How you like that? Instead of having to pay the $5,000, you can get it for $1,000. Yes. So you can buy you one, buy me one. And then I can put it back there with this one. Yes. That's a damn good deal, man. It cost you $2,000 out of $5,000. Come on. Look, people, I will start bouncing your ass off. You go listen to another network. That's right. I'm greedy. What are you talking about, Stephanie? Oh, the pink. A friend of mine asked me to wear it. Yeah. Well, I usually only wear it in the spring. I got what I call my spring shirts. Light blue, teal, purple, light purple, and pink. Yeah, I don't know. I just get in the mood to wear them every once in a while. But this was because someone asked me to wear it. Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes I wear a jacket, sometimes I don't. Yes, so just one of those things. Carmen does all kind of media. I mean, he's all kind of media. It's oh, Jimmy, no, hold on. Give me a second. You're talking about Jim Mars, right? And tell me again. Yeah, you're talking about Jim Mars. No, Carmen knows Jim. Both of us knew Jim. Jim was a good guy.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He was a good author. He was a good researcher. Oh no, he passed a while back.
He was a great speaker too.
Oh yeah, he was a great speaker.
That's
why he was always on the damn show with me.
Mm-hmm.
His last 2 podcasts he ever did were with me. One was on his book. I think it was Crossfire, the one about Kennedy, and then his last book on extraterrestrials we did. And he passed pretty soon after that.
Yeah, 2017, I believe.
Yeah, we were. Oh no, we argued all the time. That's why we were friends. Hell yeah! I'd be like, Jim, man, are you sure about that? He's like, Joe, who knows this shit, me or you? I said, well, I can't argue with you about Kennedy because you probably know more about Kennedy than I do. I said, but still, man, it don't sound right. And then he'd go into this feud for 20 minutes. Now, does it sound better? I said, yeah, it sounds better now. He was a lot of fun. You know who reminds me a lot of him is Orson.
Oh, really?
Scott reminds me a lot of that. He's got that same attitude. Once you get him talking, he got that same attitude. Because when I was introduced with Orson Scott Card, ladies and gentlemen, he wrote the Ender's Game, in case you don't know who we're talking about, and many other things. But the Ender's
Game, and he's also a Writers of the Future judge.
Yes, he is a Writers of the Future judge, and he's he's got his own opinions. We'll just say it that way. And him and I were talking about something one night, and I told him there's no way, Scott, I don't, So I just figured he'd leave it alone because most authors are kind of, Oh, hell no. He said, oh, no, Joe, let me explain to you how this is. I'm like, oh, really? That's when I said, well, you remind me of Jim Mars, man. And we talked for like 2 hours about subject matter. I don't have online because we shouldn't have been talking about it. But, oh, no. We got into all sorts of things we shouldn't have been talking about. It was a great conversation. Did remind me a lot of Jim. My favorite writer. I don't think I have one. When people ask me all the time, what's your favorite movie? I don't really have a favorite movie. What's your favorite rock group? I got a lot. My problem is I like a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not all favorites. My favorite interview? Ooh, that would be tough. I've had some good interviews over the years. I've had some heated ones, some fun ones. I don't know. You mean, in ufology? Which I hear he's sick these days, is Nick Redfern. That son of a bitch writes a book a week.
Wow.
I asked him about this one night. He says, I get up at 9 and I work till 5, Monday through Friday, and that's it. And last I checked, I think he had 112 books to his claim. I'd have to look it up to be sure, but yeah, it's a lot of books. That's just the way he wrote. He wrote about everything too. It's not just one subject. He wrote about everything.
Wow.
You name it, he was writing about it. Well, it's okay. It's different with the judges at authors at Writers of the Future at Elron, because it's just different because these are all judges who have something to their claim. Movies, acclaimed books, whatever. They've been around a while. They're well known, especially when you're talking about the authors. They're way well known. Who's the funniest author? Tim Powers by far. Oh no! You know what? I take that back. Todd McAfee is. Oh
Okay.
yeah, Todd's nuts, man. I love Todd. Someone dropped Todd on his head. I'm just telling you. When my first year with these guys, I'm sitting in there in one of the classes listening, because this is my first year with them, and they had 24 that year instead of 12 on each side, and so I'm just listening. And Todd and Wesley Dean Smith get into it about who's right and who's wrong. Oh my God. I almost fell on the floor. I was laughing so hard. And I'm not allowed to videotape any of it because we're not allowed to take it out of the studio, out of the place. And I'm like, John, please let me videotape this. It's killing me. It was killing me. Jody Lanai and Tim Powers argue, but not like this. Oh no, not like these two were. This was just, oh my God, it was too funny. Well, Todd had brought in all of these backdrops and all this stuff, and all kind of pretty stuff. It stood up behind him, and Dean's like, "You don't need that shit." That's just how he said it. Todd just went off, man. I was like, "Oh no." And I didn't know him well enough to know if they were really having a fight or if this was just part of because they knew each other. I found out later on they knew each other pretty well, so it wasn't like a fight, but I didn't know at the time because I didn't know them. I mean, I didn't know anybody back then with these guys, and so I was kind of learning like everybody else was. And when it comes to the illustrators, I can tell you, Echo Cherny, Tom Wood, and Dan DeSantis. That's my 3 favorites by far. Because I've been partying with all 3 of them, and they're just a lot of fun. I can't say anything about the other ones because I don't know them well enough. B. Jackson's also a blast. We always sit at the table together when we're at the gala event. She's a blast. It's you mean at what are you talking about? Author services? No, see, I can't do that because they're all friends of mine. I can't. John is okay. We'll just say John and leave it at that. You see, now you're gonna get me in trouble with Emily and Sarah. And poor Carmen's like, what about me? So you see, you can't do shit like that, man. No, they're all great people. I've actually said this more than one time. I said I'm always waiting for somebody to come out of the closet with axes and axe me up. They're so freaking nice, it scares me. Oh no, it scares me. It does. I will tell you this: if you're in LA and you really want to learn about writing, L. Ron's got a museum there. The L. Ron Hubbard Museum is fabulous.
Right, the Life exhibition right
Yeah,
there on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, it's there's just a ton of information in there. Oh, all of his life's in there. It's just fun to listen to, and you can go and look at what you want and what you don't want. There's no pressure on anything. Just walk around, see what you want to see, and what you don't, you don't. It's a lot of fun. And I've been twice, and I enjoyed it both times, and I plan on going again this year. Author service is different. That's just their main office is what it is. It's well done. Whoever did the work and it did a fabulous job in it. But the only way you get a tour is if you win. Sorry, guys. I can't. Somebody asked me last year, I can't get you a tour. No, sorry. It doesn't work that way. I don't have any pull when it comes to that kind of stuff. Sorry. It's now, John and I have told you, if you want to donate $1 million, then we can talk. Okay. If you want to pay for this for next year, yes, we can talk. But until then, not so much. It's hard to explain. I mean, y'all get to hear the authors and the illustrators, but when people ask me all the time from my point of view, it's hard to explain because I'm research, press, and a guest all at the same time. So they treat me as a guest, but they also treat me as press because that's really what I'm doing there. But I'm also friends. It's not even friends anymore. They become family. Somewhere along the line in the last 6 years, these pain in the asses became family. And I've told them that the last 2 years. Oh, my favorite by far is Believer. Oh, God, no. I love to pick on Believer. One of these days, she's going to hurt me. Thank God she's only this tall, man, because one of these days, she's going to hurt me. She's really nice. And she does really good portrait shots, too. So that's another thing. For the first 3 years, I thought she was just some camera girl. I didn't actually know she actually did stuff. Yes, I kind of felt embarrassed when I found out all the crap she did, all the stuff she did. Bad choice of words, but oh no, she's a busy little bee. There's nobody that works for these people that aren't busy. I don't know what it is, man. It's like I think if they stop, they're scared they're gonna fall over or something. They just are nonstop. But you can go to writersofthefuture.com and submit. Illustrator, author. 4 times a year. If you're decent, you'll probably get there. And then what do you mean? Oh no, Carmen's like 8 foot tall. Who told you that? No, Denise, who told you? No, he's tall. There's a picture floating around of me and him and Fred Smith. Yeah, I look like I'm like 5 foot and I'm almost 6 foot.
Oh yeah, Fred's a big guy.
Wait, I was wearing boots. That means I was over 6 foot and I still look like just like a munchkin. Oh yeah, it's funny as hell. It is. It's a bad picture, but it's a good picture too. That was at the gala event. There's lots of stuff floating around. Matter of fact, one of the girls is posting stuff to the site. Some of the pictures and videos I made when I'm there. So people always ask me about it in the classes, but there's not much I can tell you. I mean, I can tell you it's fun. They talk about a lot of stuff. You have to listen to the winners to glean any information out there. I'm not allowed to talk about it then. Not allowed to videotape it or talk about it.
Yeah, they can do the online seminar too. So.
Yeah. So yeah, you can do the online seminar. What do you mean? It's because I'm not there for that. No. I know all about it, and hell, I probably know more than half the illustrators in the country now from being there 6 years. I've learned a lot. Also, I learned a lot from the authors. It's these judges are the best you're going to get. You'd really have to pay big money to get these people. I'm not shitting you. Plus, it's all being crammed in a week. So you got some of the top illustrators, top authors in the country, and they're all yours for a week. And when I mean they're all yours, I mean it. They go out of their way to help you. They don't get aggravated. They don't get flustered. They don't even get aggravated with me. You know I can be a pain in the ass. And we call it BarCon. It's really LobbyCon these days, but when we're at the Roosevelt, it's BarCon. For some reason, at the other hotel, it's LobbyCon. But unless you go find a special room we have in the back for us. But still, I mean, these judges will answer any question that you have. So far, I ain't even heard him say there's no such thing as a dumb question. And personally, I think some of the questions are pretty dumb, but they're really good about it. And there's some really big names there. You heard us talking about a few just a little while ago. It's, I mean, just win and you'll get to meet them all. Not only do you get to meet them all, they'll actually help you to understand it. And it's not tailored for one type of group. It's tailored so that, because everybody has different personalities. We talked about this earlier. They all have different personalities. So, you know, it's not just tailored for one type of person. So anybody who's there gets to learn. And if you don't understand something, go ask them. They want you to ask them. Shit, I've seen them take people to lunch and dinner with them, which I'd have been like, go leave me alone. Still, no, they're really good people. I don't know. Usually I catch as many people as I can. I might set up a list this year, but it's hard because John's doing a lot of stuff with him. Carmen's doing a lot of stuff with him, and I'm doing a lot of stuff. But I try to keep it to a certain amount because you know I don't want to run people out and keep them up till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning doing interviews, which we did the first 3 years I was there. That's how we did it. So they were with me till 2, 3 in the morning. Then they're going to bed, being up at 8, going to class, going at lunch, and then going to class. It's a pain in the ass, is what it is. It's a lot for people who are running on stuff, and you want them to retain the information. So you want them to get a little bit of sleep. You don't get a lot of sleep, but a little bit of sleep. The food's pretty good.
That's in the workshop, huh?
Yeah, all the workshops. Yeah. No, the food's pretty good there. Well, it's not New Orleans style by any means. No, let's not get stupid now. Whoever posted that, let's not get stupid. But no, the food's decent. Yeah. Is
the food that good in New Orleans?
Oh God, yes. I have eaten all across the night. I've been in 45 states, yet to find anything that compares to the food in New Orleans. I've been in 14 countries. Still no.
How about Italy? Have you been to Italy?
Yeah, and their food don't even come close.
Really?
Put it this way: do you know all the major French chefs spend at least 2 years in New Orleans before they go be a chef? Matter of fact, almost every major chef in this country spends at least 2 years in New Orleans because they go out in the real world.
Wow.
Well, because we have fusion. You know, you always hear them talk about fusion bullshit. These people know what fusion is. So, you know, New Orleans is different. You have Creole food. You have Spanish and French. You have the regular Cajun. All this is crammed together as one style of food. I mean, a lot of desserts were invented in New Orleans. A lot of sandwiches were invented in New Orleans. A lot of other dishes were invented in New Orleans. So it's the kind of place you want to eat. And for the size of the city it is, the amount of restaurants is getting ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. But in all fairness, it's not as good as it used to be. Ever since Katrina, we had an infusion of northern food, nasty caca stuff. It's they just don't have any flavor. See, people don't understand when we say seasoning, we're not necessarily saying hot. So when you go eat a dish, there may be 12 to 14 seasons in it, but it's not going to be spicy. We do have a lot of spicy food, but it's not all spicy food. So I think people get confused there. I really think they do. And they're kind of like, well, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of hot food, but you don't have to get the hot food. And then that's like when Emily was down there, I got her a tiramisu. They brought it out and played it. Wait, it was this big. I thought she was going to faint after she ate that big ass thing. There's just a lot of good foods down there. Go to Central Grocery, get a muffalata. It's well worth your time. You're not going to get one anywhere in the country like that.
Does New Orleans have a Comic-Con?
No, they don't.
Oh.
And you know why? They don't have enough people.
Oh.
Well, because before
the big music festival in the springtime.
They have all kind of festivals. And there's a festival every week in New Orleans. It's what's so funny. And they even have a chef's fest. But the city used to have 800,000 people in it. And then when you did the metro area, it was about 4 million. It's not what it has anymore. The city only has about 350,000 people in it now.
Wow.
With the metro area only being about 1.5 million. So,
wow.
You know, now we have the number.
Why is that like since Katrina?
Katrina. Now we still are either first or second with the amount of hotel rooms in the nation, but that's because of Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras Jazz Fest.
Right.
It's Jazz Fest is fabulous. 2 weeks of just famous, musicians out there. You'd love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's but it's designed different. So the city has a festival every week, but so do the surrounding parishes. They have festivals. So there'll be a crawfish festival and boudin festival and strawberry festival is great, not so much for the food, but for the booze. They make strawberry moonshine and they sell it.
Wow.
They have watermelon moonshine, they all kind of stuff in that place. But they really do a festival, any kind of food you can think of somewhere around the area, there's going to be a festival for it. And then they have like the decadence parades. They have the gay parade. So everybody gets naked, but they have to be painted. If they're not painted, you'll go to jail. So if you're painted, you can be naked. Look, it's not my rules, people. I didn't make these rules, okay? Yeah, it's Decadence Fest. And there's a couple other festivals like that in the city. And then, like I said, there's Chef Fest. And the Chef Fest is great because every major chef in the city comes out and does his specialty. And it's like $2 for a plate of it. Oh, my God. People get in line. They'll be knocking each other. Best grilled oysters you'll ever eat come out of the best grilled oysters on the areas on the coast. I had it's in actually Mobile, Alabama, and a little place off the coast. See, for us, it's different. So it's probably like it is in California in some ways. So when you're here, we do the Gulf Coast. For the Gulf Coast for us is Galveston Bay all the way down to about on the other side of somewhere in between Tampa and I forgot the name of it now. But to us, we just call it the coast. And the best seafood you're ever going to eat is going to be along that coast. The bluegill has the best fried shrimp I've ever eaten in my entire life, and the best grilled oysters I've ever eaten. And I've eaten in a lot of places. But so you leave there and you go down the street, he don't have the best grilled oysters, but he's got the best like oysters, Monica, spinach oyster. I mean, he got 4 or 5 different flavors. And place down a little bit further has the best flounder you'll ever eat. It's just they all have specialties. It's easy to get fat down here, is what I'm saying.
That's your excuse?
It's not even an excuse. And then they got places like in the city, you get chicken and waffles and things like that, and just all kind of other type of dishes. And then, like I said, the Central Grocery is an Italian grocery, is what it is. So everything in the store comes from Italy, and everything on that sandwich comes from Italy.
Wow.
And one of the reasons it's the best muffalata is because it doesn't use the vinegar olive salad. It uses the garlic olive salad. So most people will go in there and get it heated, get a Barks root beer, sit down, have it. It's fucking fabulous is what it is. Somebody told me one of our local stores up here got the thing they can sell it. So I'm going to go get me one. But and there's just lots of little holes in the wall places. And people see these little raggedy holes in the wall. Oh, I'm not eating there. I said, well, you put shit to eat there. Oh, no, Joe, that place looks like it got some disease. I said, well, you know what? You're going to find some really good food here. Best roast beef and best fried chickens on this little shop in Metairie off the main drag. It's a little bit tiny place. It's like 12 feet wide, 15 feet deep. And oh, my God. This old lady, I don't know what she puts in this roast beef. I'm thinking she put drugs in this shit. People lining about the door to get it. And there's 3 other po' boy shops right there by her, and she outsells all of them.
Wow.
It's just the food is great. What's that? No, Gene, we're getting ready to get out of here, but
yeah.
No, there's
you got another show to do, don't you?
Yeah, I got to be on at 6:30. There's a lot of restaurants. It's ridiculous. I've been in places like New York, nowhere near the amount. I've been to LA probably 22 times.
Guess what they have out here now, Joe? They have a Tesla diner.
Oh, that
you have to.
we got to go to. We have to go to that, but we got to go to that one you told me about last time.
Russo and Frank.
Yeah, we gotta go there.
That's
Yeah.
that's where they shoot all the TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, they I was noticing last year the food was cheaper.
Hmm.
I was really surprised. I kind of sucked they took the pizzeria away, but you know, well, the hotel we were staying at, there's a mall attached to it,
Mm-hmm.
and there's different food places in there. That little place with all the video games and all, the food wasn't bad. It was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, to be honest with you, I've been quite surprised with LA's quality of food. Even the little hot dog on the side of the road, the little sausage on the side of the road.
Oh yeah, those can be pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good. No, I was surprised. Well, I'm hard on food, but shit, you know where I learned to make desserts at people? I worked at the Playboy Club on Bourbon Street. That's where I learned to make dessert at. Yeah, I was a dessert chef. And then I learned to really cook at a place called Drew Tracks. I was worked with the sous chef. I was actually parking cars, but I worked with the sous chef when I wasn't parking cars. And oh
Did you
my
ever write
God,
a book
they
on this?
cook. I should. Well, you know what? My mom, just before she passed, did all the family recipes. And now stuffed oysters, stuffed mushrooms, you ain't gonna get any better than I make. I've given the chefs. They're like, "You can give me the recipe." I'm like, "No, I'm not giving you the recipe. I'm going to sell these one day." There's several things I know to cook really well, but I also like to cook. So, Glenda, we got to go. What? One question. No, one question. Don't make it a stupid one. WritersOfTheFuture.com. That's it. WritersOfTheFuture.com. 4 times a year, each side. Illustrator or author, 4 times a year. There is a course for the authors there that you can go take. I've taken it like 3 times. It's pretty easy. No, I haven't completed because at the end you got to write something. No, I do it to aggravate Emily. No, that's the only reason. But she's always
I started it myself and I haven't completed it yet. So
yes. I'll get all the way through it and then I'll get to the part where you got to write something and I just don't do it. No, there's what 3 videos there with some really big names on them. It's well worth taking. If you're a potential author, you want to learn to write, that's where the place to go.
Yep.
I wouldn't even go spend a bunch of money in school until you went and took this course.
Mm-hmm.
Free advice for what it is, guys. Take it for what it is.
I know. And illustrators, there's a young Korean girl. She was a winner in the Illustrators of the Future. And then she studied at a very high class, I won't say the name of it, but a very high class art school. And I said, that school, sometimes they won't let the winners out to go to the workshop. And I said, which one is, she's done both of them. And I said, which one is better? And she says, oh, the Illustrators of the Future workshop is way better.
Because they're actually going to teach you. And I mean, they connected them with so many illustrators this year, even though the favorite this year seemed to be the guy where they went to the shop.
Oh, they went to Rob Pryor's studio.
That's him. They all of them were talking about him.
Right. Rob Pryor is a Illustrators of the Future judge. Plus,
usually Dan's the favorite, but But he beat Dan out this year. So yeah, they had a blast. Everybody I talked to said they had a blast. And you know, that's another thing. You do see a little stress and tiredness on his face, but for the most part, you see smiles.
Oh yeah.
Miles and miles of smiles. I that's all I can tell you, people. You got to win. We're donating $1 million.
And in order to win, you have to submit. And all of you illustrators out there with that folder on your computer already, all you have to do is look through there and pull out 3 and submit them.
That's right.
And then those you writers out there, finish your stories, submit them. So
yes, and look, they're willing to work with you. That's the best part about the whole thing. Once you reach a certain level with them, they're willing to give you advice to help you move to the next level. I have never seen anybody do that before. So no, I'm serious. I've talked to several winners
And a good way to get a grip on what you need to do for this. Buy L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future, Volume 41, and read it.
Right there. See how pretty it is sitting up on my. Oh wait, I got this. I got the thing.
Yeah, you're showing.
Hold on.
There
There it is, right there.
it is.
See right there. Boom. There it is. You can get it right there. No, I'm telling you, it was like $20.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because a friend of mine asked me the other day he wanted to get it.
I just
Might have
looked
been
it up.
29.
I just looked it up on Amazon. It was I think $17.95.
Oh shit! See, it's even cheaper. Jesus, people buy two.
Mm-hmm.
No, buy two. Buy one for you and buy one for somebody in your family. You need
Okay,
an
Joe.
autograph one. I'm gonna let Carmen go. Autograph one.
Are you
I'm
going to
gonna
stay on
give
for a
away-
while?
No, I'm going to hang up, but I got it. But look, you can come join us on the chat if you want to.
Okay.
I'm gonna give. I got a couple of autograph ones. I always keep one for myself, but I usually get anywhere from 2 to 4 autographs. So this is how this works, and this is important. I get 2 autograph from everybody that was there, all the writers, all the illustrators, all the judges. Okay, that's the book you see right here. Then I get 2 more that have all that in it, but I also get the family and the people at the gala to write it. Those are special. So I'm gonna give one of each of those away because I'm keeping one for myself, each of one for myself, and I'm gonna give one of each of those away. So you're gonna want to get your fingers on those because remember this: the chances there's 24 people in here, plus the chances of one of them becoming really famous and making really big is really good. So if you've got that book, you know you may have something worth some serious dinero in the future. Oh yeah, there's a lot of these people who have made it and are out there making it in the world. And with the help you get, and this is one last thing before I go. Biggest thing I can tell you is a lot of these groups hang out together and stay friends for a long time, but it's more than that. You can meet with these judges at different places. Also, the judges do stuff. They can also help you move your career along. I've actually seen judges, I'm not going to mention any names, actually hire some of the students.
Oh yeah. To write stories or to do illustration.
or to do artwork. Yeah. So I don't like mentioning names because I don't want you rushing on anybody. But hey, it's out there. Think about the opportunity you have.
Mhm.
When the hell do you know me to sell anything, people? You know how I am. I'm a stingy bastard. I don't even like doing it. No, I'm not going to tell you the story because we don't have time. But John will tell you.
Mhm.
I gave John shit for 1.5 years. I mean, the only way he convinced me was to drag me out there. And even then, I was kind of like, I don't know, John, I'm coming out there or not. He said, Joe, just come out. and it took me a little while, but after all I told him is when he asked me to come was, I want to be able to talk to everybody. Well, I want to be able to talk to people at Writers of the Future, at Author Services, all the winners, all the judges, everybody. I
Right.
don't want there to be any limitations. And you know what he told me? Go ahead.
Right. And tell them how you met John.
Well, that's because of you I met John. But anyway.
Okay. Finally, he admits it.
No, it was because of you I met John.
How that happened was we had the 21st century version of Battlefield Earth, and Jim Mars was the spokesperson for it.
Oh,
and I'm going around to all the stations and podcasts and everything that used to that Jim would go on, and I'm pitching Jim Mars to them to do an interview, and then he would talk about L. Ron Hubbard's Battlefield Earth. So I got I remember I called you up, Joe, and you said, yeah, sure, I'll have Jim Mars on. But you already had quite a long track with him at that point.
Yeah.
And so I called Jim up and I said, hey, Jim, I got you an interview with Jim Montaldo. And Jim just starts, we're on the phone. He starts singing to me. He starts going, gonna be putting on some gumbo now.
I know he's something else.
And I'm like,
I had
"Hey,"
some serious
I'm like,
conversation.
what are you talking about? And he goes,
You know,
he goes, Joe's in New Orleans. He goes, you got to put some gumbo on when we do the interview.
Oh yeah, he knew me pretty well at that point. And
Oh yeah,
I've been thinking about this hard lately. I might go through all my archives and see what I still have of him. I might put him up when we do the pay-per-view next month. I might put him on there because we had some serious conversations.
Mhm.
And there ain't nothing that some bitch didn't know. I mean, he knew about everything.
I know.
Now,
Yeah.
we talked a lot about, politics, and we talked a lot about UFOs, but there was a lot of other things we talked about too.
I know. I would have long conversations with him. I'd like book some media for him, and then I would go, so Jim, were all those people really there in Dealey Plaza on November 22nd, 1963? And it would just start this whole
Man, you
conversation,
can't ask me kind of questions. Oh God,
Yeah,
I miss
right.
him. He's one of the few researchers that I actually, there's two or three that have passed that I
Right.
actually liked, but it's because a lot of people in ufology used to get mad at me, and I was like, well, you only like to talk to certain people. Yes, I like to talk to people who tell the truth.
Right.
I said,
He
and even today,
he was like, I asked him about that one time. I said, would you go on this person's show? And he's like, I don't care. I'll go on the show with anybody. He goes, some of these people, they get their attitudes, and I won't go on with that person. Or I won't go on. He's like, I'll go on with anybody. He goes, you're going to tell your, what research you're done. I'm going to tell what research I've done,
Yep.
and that's the way he was. And he was always willing to talk to.
Because the very first time him and I ever did a podcast, he said, oh, this is going to be one of these kind of podcasts where we're going to just discuss. This isn't just me just talking. We're going to discuss. I said, you're damn right, buddy. And after that, we became pretty good friends after that. He was always like,
Right.
I'd get a call. What you doing? What you doing? Nothing. Why? You want to come on? Yeah. I said, come on. I've actually kicked people off to bring him on. He asked me one time because one of our friends, a mutual one of our friends, I said, oh man, I got to reschedule. He said, why? I said, well, I got Jim coming on. He's like, Joe, can't I come? I said, no, you can't get in this conversation. You got enough experience to get in this conversation. He said, oh, he was pissed at me for like 2 weeks. He calls Jim. He goes, Joe said I didn't have enough experience to talk with y'all. He said, well, Joe was right. Because Jim knew his shit. I mean, when it came right down to it, it didn't matter what you asked the man. He knew something about it.
Right. Did you ever meet him in person?
Yeah, a couple times at conferences.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he came here. He was going to do a conference up in Bay Area, and he was here in Los Angeles. And he called me up and goes, "We're in town." He was like at a hotel near Author Services. So I went over there and met with him, and we just sat in his hotel room and talked. And he was just a very frank person. Then he was just.
Well, he used to get really mad at the field. He said, "I don't know why they don't let you in more." I said, "Because I write too much." I said, "I'm not crazy. I don't sound crazy when I get up on the stage. I sound like science." And he said, "I know, huh?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "They don't like that." Then the more hates. There's several people in the field that actually hate me, but the abduction stuff, until I opened up Wake Up USA, no one would talk about it. And the first 3 years I was doing Wake Up USA, they got so mad at me for talking about it. They didn't want to come back on my show. And then all of a sudden, everybody wanted to be on the show. And then next thing I know, they're all using my shit. I was like, Jim got really pissed about it. He said, "I don't know why you don't get worse mad." I said, "It's not that important." I said, "The goal is to get it out there. They're getting it out there." He said, "Well, that's true, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "They're just doing my work for me." I said, "It pisses me off sometimes. I don't get credit, but it's like the blood type thing. I've been on three Ancient Aliens 3 times, about a couple of TV shows, a couple of radio shows, and I still hear people out there. Matter of fact, they brought Linda Moulton Howe on a show with me, and she tried to say it was hers. And I just been on 3 years earlier talking about it, and I was on that show talking about it. And I still remember George Noyes like, what the fuck, Joe? I said, even he said something to her, but he said she was on the show telling him how she discovered the blood type, and George goes, "Oh, wait a minute, Linda. I know Joe Montaldo personally." She said, "Don't bullshit me." He's like, no, that's no. That you did not invent. You did not come up with this. He did. And but I got to give him credit for that because he didn't have to. He could have just shut up and did his job.
Mhm.
Yes, Lowell, I'm coming to get something to eat right now. Anyway, I got to get a sandwich. I got like 7 minutes. So.
Okay.
But if you get bored, look, just let me know and I'll bring you in on the chat. Are we talking? I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay.
That fucking show's retard show, man.
Okay.
We might even talk about Jim Mars now that you got me on him.
Yeah, right.
All right, but I'm going to go get something to
Okay.
eat. Thanks again, Carmen.
Oh yeah, great doing the show with you.
Oh, yeah, it was fun, man.
So
All right. Where am I at?
All right.
Okay, there I am.
I'm out of here.
All right. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Let's go see where I'm What the hell?